Definitely a great day for transportation in Australia.
In January 2025 is a bus running on an existing route on an existing busway.
Introducing Brisbane's new Metro, which runs on various lines throughout Brisbane CBD, connecting passengers on existing busways. And in this video today, we're going to take a look at what went wrong. And basically we're going to figure out why it's even called the Brisbane Metro when it's a bus. If we go back 9 years to 2016, a local council member in the city of Brisbane proposed a new thing called Brisbane Metro, which would be a rapid transit train system similar to the ones you see in Paris, as you can see on the screen here, that operates underneath Brisbane's CBD. After a few years of planning, it was then suddenly changed into a bus system using new buses on existing bus routes and still calling it Brisbane Metro. Their fleet of buses, which do actually look a bit like trams, are vehicles with 3 modules connected to them and are fully electric, powered by electricity from a pantograph looking thing which connects up to some sort of overhead line which is covered by metal, and you can often find it at terminuses for the Brisbane Metro. There are over 150 seats inside of the buses and can be used for both standing and seating to allow for major crowds on board bus services. The bus consists of its usual information screens that you'd see on any mode of transport, basically consisting of dot matrix screens and usual panel screens which show upcoming stops towards the terminus of the service. To sum it up, it's literally a beefed up bus with Metro slapped on the side of it and called a Metro service running along a Metro system, even though it's entirely a bus system operated by, you guessed it, buses. Now, most of you are probably presuming that the system has been built entirely brand new and only operates these so-called Brisbane Metro services, and I'm here to inform you that that is not true. Most of, if not the entire bus network for Brisbane's so-called Metro runs on existing busways, connecting with existing bus services, meaning that these buses do sometimes have to stop to allow other slower buses to move ahead. It's basically a brand new bus on an existing busway with billions of dollars spent to rebrand it all. Speaking of money, this project of course went over budget and costed over $1.5 billion. And yes, that's right, over $1.5 billion just to launch a new bus system which was already operating on existing busways, only primarily using new buses. Comparing this, we can see that South West Link, I am presuming, probably costed a few $1,000,000, so I just put on $5 million. I factored in maintenance of buses, liveries of buses, and overall branding, and that's to show South West Link being already a larger system than Brisbane's Metro, showing that it is in fact much cheaper just to put a new livery on various buses and call it the Brisbane Metro then, instead of getting brand new buses to operate costing over $1.5 billion. Now it's time to take a look at how these buses run from the outside. Here are some videos showing through here of what buses look like whilst they operate. Whilst these videos go through, I'll be explaining more about Brisbane's buses. These buses are used overseas in various different models as seen on the screen here, and they have been quite successful. However, I'm presuming that in other countries they're not necessarily used on existing bus systems and also being called Metro. Even the lines are called the M1 and M2, with future lines such as the M3 and probably M4 to come soon. Now there's one thing that's really close to that, and that's Sydney's Metro system, what many people are thinking the Metro is called, because a Metro is a rapid transit, mostly underground transport system, with Sydney also using the M1, and even in the future M2 with the new Western Sydney Airport lines. This is obviously blatant copying, and I must say it is very confusing, especially for people travelling from Sydney to Queensland or from Queensland to Sydney. Many people would have thought that Brisbane Metro is basically what Sydney Metro is, an underground rapid transit driverless, hopefully, train system which runs underneath Brisbane CBD. This is something that they should have built in Brisbane, and although it would have costed more money and taken longer, costing $1.5 billion for new buses is not good at all compared to spending a few more $1 billion on driverless metro trains, such as the ones you see in Sydney. Of course, maybe buy some ones where the doors stay shut. Brisbane was recently named one of the worst cities in Australia, if not the worst, for public transport in Australia. with an average of majority of people living in Queensland being at least 8 kilometres away from a tram, train, or sometimes even bus line. Brisbane Metro almost feels like an attempt for Brisbane to try and catch up with the rest of Australia, particularly Sydney and Melbourne, as Sydney and Melbourne already have high-capacity metro systems. My final complaint about Brisbane Metro is of course its name, Brisbane Metro. In my opinion, the name should be changed to something else, such as Brisbane Rapid Transit or Brisbane Rapid Transit System. Something along the lines of that would be so much better and better to understand, not only for people who live in Brisbane, but for tourists coming from other parts of Australia and even the world, as many believe Brisbane Metro means a metro train system. And that's a brief summary of Brisbane's new Brisbane Metro system, also known as a bus system, and why it's bound to fail, and what went wrong causing it to eventually fail. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and let me know what you think of Brisbane content, as I'm thinking of doing some more videos based in Brisbane, whether I might be focusing on their bus system, tram system, or train system. I'd also like to give a massive shout out to the people who took these videos, which have been displayed throughout the video. All of the original videos and music that has been put in this video will be linked in the description below, so massive thanks to everyone who provided the music and videos. Join us next week as we cover potential extensions for Sydney's L2 and L3 light rail lines. Until then, I'll see you guys all next time.